Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey and our daily pop of perfect positivity. I thought I would call it the perfect pop because I'm going to try to just have it be streamlined on things that are uplifting, nice in our messages. But I just have to share a bit of my day with you because it has been so cosmically wonderful, synchronicities, everything lining up. And wait till I give you the outlay of this, because when I see it as a whole, it really blew my mind. It began at 5:55 when I saw a really red sunrise. So I opened the front door, and what was right there on my doorstep was less than 3 or 4 feet away, two like teenage age, I want to say, fawns, beautiful deer, just sitting there, and they weren't fearful. They just looked at me, big brown eyes, hung out until somebody started their engine, and I actually filmed them and put them over on Instagram if you guys want to check them out. So then after that, I stayed up and I was working and doing some things and really putting some of Emma's beautiful tactics to work at Therapy in a Nutshell. I love her stuff. And I basically made a list, and it was wishes and plans. And my plans list is things that I have said I would do for either clients or myself. You know, the daily pop, phone calls, whatever it is. And I would start to write down in threes and just have that out so I could close those tabs in my mind. And then wishes are, I wanted to make a great piece of jewelry. And I just, after a couple hours of work, I just laid in my bed. I brought on my beads back there, and I started making this really pretty silver tassel with light purple agate stones, and it felt so good to do that. But I do sometimes, like I do take thyroid medication for a slow thyroid, and I hadn't taken mine in a couple of days because I had to go get my prescription. So I was feeling tired and overheated, and I thought, oh no, there's so much I want to do today, and I want to feel good, and I want to go out in the world. So all I could hear was just rest, have a nap, and when you wake up, work on your wish list first. Like, what else do you want to do? And mine was just like, I want to take it easy and shave off the extra fat that I don't need in the day. Why am I always racing and putting so much in? And from then on, and I even asked, I said, guides, please make this day easier for me. I feel like a little, it wasn't like agitated, but not physically on point. And I knew that certain things could derail me. So push comes to shove, I know I have to go to Costco. And what I realized was some of the reasons that I don't want to go do things is because I bring in past experiences of it. And usually in the past, we go on a Saturday, we go as a family, everybody wants different things. We have a hard time parking. It just is not the most pleasant thing. So I was starting to see Costco as a past experience, not my own. I'm going by myself. I can do whatever I want. I can hang out. I can take my time. And everything just was like on super conveyor belt the universe working for me. Pull in there, get a parking spot right in the first, walk right in, my prescription's ready, I have plenty of time before I have to go pick up Hagen. I see everything that I want, all these nice surprises, come back out, don't even have to bring my cart back, a guy is there, picks it up. So now I have this memory of it. So next time when I go, it superimposes the hectic nowhere to park BS thing, because oftentimes an experience we think we're going to have, we compare it to the last experience we're going to have. So we do need to make new experiences and also realize that our brain, and I was listening to another expert this morning, and this is so true, our brain, when we think of something, experiences like it's truly happening. There's no difference when they do the test and they check the heart rate and everything. If we feel frantic, fearful, or angry about a scenario, in our head, like if we are living out a scenario in our head and it's unpleasant, it's the same as if we're really doing it. That's why they say, a fearful person or a coward dies 1,000 deaths and a hero dies one. And because in our mind, we really, really feel that. We feel it over and over, and it's very impactful. So please change that story to, this is going to be fine, all is well. The one way that I make it better for myself and have these kinds of experiences is that I say all is well. I have all the time in the world. I don't rush myself. I leave plenty of time, because that's when accidents happen. That's when we get stressed. That's when we get lack mentality. That's when our heart, just think about when you're racing through traffic, you're trying to pick up this, leave yourself time, breathing space. So let's just talk about this, bringing our ideas to life. Magic works through you, and think on your feet. And this just applied to me all day. Now, not only did all this wonderful stuff happen and I breezed in, I was able to get all the things I needed, I ran into a longtime friend, which is one of my favorite females on this earth, and she was there for the birth of my children. She is a really, really rich old soul, and she's amazing. And her name is Elizabeth Janice. And I connect with a lot of people on a lot of different levels, but I really connect with her energy 100%. Everything that she intends is from a place of good and an open heart. And she's a nurse, an amazing nurse, and a fantastic mother. And she has the deepest, most caring heart. And sometimes I even found it like hard to be around her if I didn't have my empath thing on, because I would see that how much any hurt from anybody would hurt her. Very sensitive and loving and caring, but also it's like one of those people where it's like just naturally wants to give, and may not all the years ago have noticed like what our bandwidth is and how we could do this, and dealing with complicated people. And like anybody else, sometimes nice people, they do get taken advantage of. They run into weird friends that try to like use them monetarily or other things. And just the dearest heart. And I got to have the best conversation. I was picking up Hagen, and she was coming from her daughter's lacrosse, going back to her car to get something, and my brain said, that's Elizabeth. And I think, did they have sunglasses on? No, that's why I was able to recognize her right away. She just has a certain style, drop dead gorgeous. And I was like, Elizabeth. And then I took off my sunglasses, and we just had a great conversation. And I'm so excited to be like reunited with her, because part of the fact I thought, wow, if anybody's going to need a break on earth, it's going to be her, because of all the stuff that goes on with COVID and being a nurse. So enough, I just wanted to share that, because I want to almost come on camera and explain this. Just because our life in business or anything else isn't going upward, like picture a graph right now isn't going upward, doesn't mean it's doing a nosedive or a plummet. Sometimes it's just that straight line across. We are just, existing in our regular, sometimes mundane reality of doing things, getting groceries. We don't have to have these huge peaks. It doesn't mean we're having these huge valleys. We're simply sustaining, we're doing the status quo for whatever. We only have so much bandwidth, time, energy. So I really felt that today, and it made me really wake up to something, that just because we're not always in this super incline doesn't mean we're in a decline. And let yourself know that. Say that, just because I'm not going up doesn't mean I'm going down. Sometimes I'm just skating across. That's a flow state, and we're in that as well. So I love that. So let's talk about just these really quickly, because this was my day, and I was so glad. I was actually giving myself a hard time when I woke up and I was in that state going, oh, I don't know if I'm going to do this. I don't know if I'm going to do that. And then as soon as I heard, just do whatever the hell you want. I mean, you give all the time and you go flat out. It's like, just do whatever the hell you want. And as soon as I gave myself permission to do that, watch one of my favorite readers, study some sidereal astrology, I felt instantly better. So please say that to yourself. I'm going to do what the hell I want. Now, this is something else that my guide said super clear. And I wrote it down, and I'm going to look at all the time. I will not inconvenience myself to become more convenient for others, or to make a convenience for somebody else, right? That means like, I won't go out of my way to make you feel better if it makes me feel worse. I will not inconvenience myself to convenience you. I will not say yes to a call in at work when somebody calls out if I'm already tired, just because it'll make my boss's or coworkers' life easier. I will not inconvenience myself. I will not say I'll cook dinner because somebody is bitching and moaning that they're tired or whatever. Whatever it is, write that down for yourself and comment down below if that makes sense to you, because right away it was a super aha moment, because I am a giver and I do want to provide answers and help and everything, and with kids too. And one of the reasons that rang out in my head was I was going to do this full loop around the block to go get Hagen's food before I picked him up, so he'd have cold drinks and food and he wouldn't have to wait the 5 minutes on the ride home. And I thought, hey, that's hugely inconvenient for you. You have to go out of your way in this direction, that direction to do that. And I heard that so clear. Do not inconvenience yourself to be convenient to other people. And I was like, man, I love that. So comment down below if you sometimes just start giving and you're like, I'm not the giving tree, man. I need to relax. Because your ideas now are trying to spring to life. You are trying to really work through all of this past integration of new and learned self, but also to not be restricted by those last moments that you had that could have been negative. Oh, the last time I saw that person, they were A, B, and C. But like me, last time I was like Costco, I felt like parking was a nightmare. Like we bring those in and then we make things seem much bigger than we are. But now this is you clearing the decks, and these ideas come to life when oftentimes we are resting or we are chilling out, I was reading this thing, like, I think it was a whole bunch of scientists and other people. They had their best ideas when they weren't working, plugging, chasing, when they were just relaxing and thinking and taking it easy. And it was like, poof. And that's what's going to happen for you. And realize magic does work through you. You're going to be able to recognize when there are areas where you're like, you know what, this is way too traffic laden. Like, I am way too playing this loop over and over in my head. It could be shoulda, woulda, couldas. It could be perfectionism. It could be overthinking what people think about you. Again, take everybody's opinions out of the equation and have a really healthy detachment from it for a moment and be like, are people really giving me all that thought? Like, am I, because it's us, we're very sensitive to it. But once we kind of just like have a healthy detachment and go, you know what, people are going to do what they're going to do anyway. And I'm just going to make two little circles. And in each one, I'm going to say what I can control and what I can't control. And in the middle, there's this sweet spot. Again, I saw this on Emma's channel and I loved this. And she was saying how, okay, just say you have an unmotivated individual in your house. They don't want to get a job. They don't want to cook. They don't want to clean. They don't want to do anything. Now, what is out of our control? Their attitudes, what they're physically going to put into try to figure things out. And what you can control, if it is your house, you can control that. It's a roof over the head. Over their head? Do you want to provide that? And this was pretty much her exact thing too. Her beautiful template over on Therapy in a Nutshell. You have control over your money and how you want to spend it and support somebody and any of that. Your food, whatever, your car, your ride, your time, your attention, all of that. And then right in the middle. And it was like, I love that because once we realize what we can control and what's out of our control, we're not fighting all the time. And then we realize when we give it a little thought, we write things down, this beautiful natural problem solving tends to come in. The ideas come in. I know when I'm creating jewelry, I get crazy good ideas because my mind is like on all the sparklies, all the fun stuff, and I'm in the creative flow. And comment down below if you do that. While you're painting, all of a sudden you have these huge aha moments, while you're making jewelry, while you're sewing, you have these beautiful aha moments because you're not chasing that kind of dragon down like, well, give me the answers. Why isn't this happening? I used to laugh because it was kind of like the fellows in that weird funny show about something theory, and they were physicists and they were just fighting to find those numeric answers and driving themselves nuts. And it was like all of a sudden when they were just sitting down laughing, playing chess maybe, that the answers would come to them. Now you're also going to be able to just think on your feet very quickly. It's like, I feel like when we don't pressurize ourselves to be the best, to be the smartest, to be whatever, to appear a certain way, we don't care how we appear with this. When we are our authentic selves, we're able to do this because we're truly interested, we're truly listening. And I'll give you an example. I realize that when somebody says something and I don't hear them correctly or understand, I simply ask, could you repeat that? I don't try to pretend I heard that. If I'm trying to puzzle piece something together, I really need that information. So what I do is I take a couple really big lung cleansing breaths and I release it and then I'm calm and then I let things settle. Like I don't just respond. Nobody's in such a big hurry as we think they are. That's why we don't need rapid fire conversations. I love pauses. I love to see people are done expressing what they want, all of that. We have to realize now with summer coming, let's take those big breaths. Let's calm down. Let's have space in between things for reverence and to see the beauty. Had I not taken the time to look out my front door and notice the sky was like this crazy magenta color that was so unbelievable, I wouldn't have opened the door and saw the deer sitting there. If I would have thought I have to get my coffee and wake Hagen up and get his bag and pressurize myself, I wouldn't have taken the time to do that and had that beautiful experience. So let yourself know that you have all this magic around you consistently. When we slow down and we tap into it, that's where we're really going to be able to harness it. And that feel-good juju goes a long way. I mean, each little thing in the synchronicities that happened for me today carried me to the next moment that let me realize, damn, this is some magic stuff out here in the universe. And I felt like all I did was ask for it. I asked my guides, I said, please help me not feel sorry for myself because I don't feel particularly well when I woke up. I have the weirdest thing. I have like one blister from poison ivy or something right in the middle of the palm of my hand. It's the craziest thing. I'll show you on camera. It's like right here. and it's really weird. So I can't clap at the game, so I was all bummed out about that. Plus it's just irritating, and I got really worried it was going to travel. Then I had a toothache. Then I started sweating, and I was like, what is going on with me? And then this morning I just started, just do what you want and stop. It is your mind, and it creates a kind of weird psychosis. Like, you think it's snowballing, but as soon as you recognize it, you can stop and go, this simply isn't true. This is a passing feeling, and it's going to be gone, and I can think myself well, and we can do that, and just realize that the magic works through you. And I had so many beautiful messages today, right in a row, from lovely, lovely people saying the nicest and sweetest things, and a new Patreon that came over, and people just saying, just lovely things. I mean, like, I had to take a breath because I felt emotional after that, because it was a real genuine outpouring of genuine love for me, for my work. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, it was really, it cheered me to such a degree that it was like, it was bringing me to tears and making me emotional, because I really care what you guys think of me and my work and how I affect you, because I believe that words are energy. I believe feelings are energy. And I'm loving the progress that you guys are making, and you're really reaching for it and realizing you should never accept anything less than super high value people and energy in your life, because you deserve it. And all the people tapping into that, it always brings me right on the verge of tears, because it took me a while too. And for all you guys in your 20s and even in your 30s, where I understand the anxiety that can come with trying to produce a life and feeling happy and have it look good to your family and feel good to you, all of that it can seem like such a struggle, when you realize as long as you're happy, that's really what matters. As long as you're just a decent, good, kind of normal, law-abiding, high vibe person, that's it. Who cares if you have a gazillion dollars? So all of that karma comes back to you. And I feel like once you're at peace with who you are and you don't have to prove yourself, life gets so good. It gets so, so good. And that's what today was all about. And I love this energy so much. So that's your daily pop, you guys. And thank you for letting me go on and on and on about my experiences today. But I really was blown away. I really have days where I just noticed synchronicity after synchronicity. Every time I looked at my phone too, it was 222, it was 333. I have crazy numbers all over the place. People sending me, look at this on your thing, look at these numbers. Really unique things that let us know we're surrounded by love, help, healers all the time. And when we tap into it, we refuel ourselves. Our bandwidth gets long and airy and healthy, and then we're swimming in the pool of restfulness and calmness and well-being. And it's such a great place. And we don't have to feel physically our best. We don't have to look our best, because God knows what the hell I look like out there on the planet today. But it was like, I didn't care, because I could feel all this magic swirling around. And I would love for you guys to share any stories that you're experiencing too, where you're like, wow, it was just such a ta-da moment or aha moment, because it's really nice. And it really is. It's our rainy day fun too. We're like, remember when we looked for these things, how they appeared for us and they helped us. And then we can be reminded of that, those touches of magic, those silver linings, and that kismet for sure. So love and light, you guys. I'm going to go upload